Hello and welcome to the Wandering Wolf. I'm your host Mark Rose, and with me, as always, my friend and fellow Wolves and England lifer, Mr. Craig Forward. How are you, sir?
How you doing, mate? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I didn't think for 1 second I'd be sat here saying we're beating the Germans, but we have.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I'm loving
So,
the Auf Wiedersehen Deutschland. It's very good. It's very good. But I have got something to say before we carry on. Yeah, yeah. I think an apology to Mr. Southgate
I think so.
is absolutely called for. Now, I am very, very vocal on social media when Wolves are playing and also when England are playing. I was extremely vocal when Gareth Southgate put that team out with the three centre halves and the fullbacks and no Grealish.
Yeah.
And I was absolutely foaming at the mouth. I thought this is an absolute disgrace. What on earth are you doing? It's too defensive. The Germans are going to pick us off. Or every single name under the sun, I called that bloke. And 90 minutes later, I think he's probably one of our best coaches we've ever had. Because
Yeah.
and for the simple reason is that he doesn't listen to idiots like me. You know, he's his own man. He hasn't listened to any media. He hasn't listened to anybody outside of the England setup. He's done his own thing. He obviously looks into every single detail of every single team and country that we play, and nobody can say, me included, that he hasn't 100% got it right. We haven't conceded a goal in 4 games. Like, that, when have you ever, as an England fan in a tournament, thought, oh my God, like in 4 games in a row, we haven't conceded a goal? Like, when has that ever happened? So, from me to you, Mr. Southgate, because you're definitely watching this live stream, there's no doubt about it.
No.
Sorry. And it's coming out. So there.
Well, I think on that, mate. I think I don't think you're on your own. I think there was a lot of people that agreed with what you were saying.
Yeah.
It did look overly negative.
Yes.
As well to me. I mean, some people choose to keep the thoughts until the end or until they started playing a little bit, but obviously you go straight in there. And
yeah, too much. I wasn't even drinking either. That's the thing. Like, if I was drinking, my God, you'd have to take the phone off me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But no, you weren't on your own. And, I think one thing that we're seeing again now is Southgate picking a team around, perfectly for the opponents rather than just being, this is the way I play, this is the way we do it.
Yeah.
He's changing it, and I think that's brilliant. I mean, I don't think it was a classic performance by any stretch. I think there's improvements there to be had.
Yeah.
People want to see Grealish, Foden, creating things and playing with flair.
I don't think you can have all those players in the team.
You can't do it all the time, can you? So.
Yeah. I really think as well. Like, I'm not taking anything away from the England performance. I thought it was quite relaxed. It was like watching a different country, like say like an Italy, who like grind out results. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not one of them. England, when I watch them now, I feel as though they're a tournament team, which is fantastic. Like, they're not one of these teams where I actually don't feel on edge. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel as though, a few times I did with Germany, because that Thomas Muller chance, like 9 times out of 10, in his prime, he's putting that away in his sleep.
Yeah.
But, like, other than a few, like your Jordan Pickford plucked a cracking shot out the air, like, but I never felt at any time that Germany, who, let's be honest, are a shadow of what they were. They're not but you can only beat the team that's in front of you. And my God, now are we thinking, thank God we won that group. You look at the 2 sides of the draw, And you
Absolutely,
think to
mate.
yourself,
Yeah.
why on earth was anybody saying, "Oh, we need to come runners up"? What?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's
Nutters?
it's that whole mentality as well. Like keep winning, keep winning. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. We got off to a winning start. It wasn't. I don't think any performance has been the sort of flair performance that we all want. But like you say, it's getting the job done. I think
We're doing a Greece, mate. We're doing a Greece.
Win
like,
1-0 every 2-0.
Absolutely. Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Nothing at all. And if we are a tournament team, then that's it. I mean, look at I say like Pickford as a standout. For Everton, he's got a tendency to be all over the place, but
he's been incredible
in an England shirt, and he's absolutely incredible.
And Raheem Sterling as well. Sterling
absolutely.
And Pickford, like those two players, like in club form, like they ain't got any really, but put an England shirt on them.
But yeah, so I think whereas we haven't been the sort of full-on attacking, always getting, but like you say, you can't play everybody all the time, and you've got to play to what's in front of you. And I think Judge Southgate on 90 minutes, and that's all we can do at the moment. And he's absolutely, smashing it. We haven't conceded a goal.
I know. But he did say in his interview after the game, he said, "If I would have lost this game, I would have been dead." Yeah. And to be honest, like he really would have, because as we've reeled off the names that he's got on the bench, like Mount, I can understand because of the COVID situation, but Foden, Grealish, like Sancho, like all these attacking flair options that he had, and they didn't come on. But when Grealish came on, we scored the 2 goals. And I think that's gone under the radar a little bit. For me, Grealish starts on Saturday, because of the tight turnaround as well. You're going to have players that are going to be absolutely shattered emotionally as well as physically, and
that's travel as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think our squad is so strong. I think our squad's going to win this tournament for us.
But surely for the next game, he's got to, like we've just said, he plays to what's in front of him. He's got to go back to a back 4. Probably more toward the formation in the first game.
Yeah, I do agree. With a team like the Ukraine,
done enough to start again.
Do you think?
Although Shaw is playing
how can you drop Shaw, man? It's really hard. But isn't that a great position to be in? Isn't that a brilliant position to be in? We've had a few comments, haven't we? It's like Shrewsbury Wolf. That is a really, really good.
Let's go for
that one. Is Southgate that good? It was a very good performance yesterday, but is it more to do with the average team Germany had, as well as the terrible managers we've had in the past? All very, very good points.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mix, isn't it, really? But like you said, they've took their chances in the past, and we took ours yesterday, so it's just our turn. This isn't a battle that's ever going to end, is it really? It's always going to be there. We're always going to get drawn against each other somewhere down the line, and it's just about getting one on the board, and celebrating it, I think.
Isn't it such an England thing, though, to not win on Saturday against the team that we are fully expected to win? Sometimes I think it's not a situation that we should be in.
Well, I can't see. I'm attempting. In fact, I can't see us losing on Saturday. I know what you're saying about it would be. It just undoes all that.
I just think we're going to do it the hard way. I don't think it's going to be comfortable. I really don't. Well, what Spencer said, England will not get a better chance of winning this since 1996. I agree. I'm a little worried there will be more pressure now on the players to get into the final. That's my point as well. Because let's be honest with ourselves. As England fans, England media, they've basically said, "Oh, easy route to the final now." It's like, just look at the Switzerland-France game. Stop. We need to stop, and that's why I think Southgate's good, because
it's no easy
beat on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think what I was saying to you yesterday as well, with all the hype around Germany, these players don't necessarily know about that. They probably don't feel it like we would, because they're not old enough.
I agree.
So they're aware of the history, but they're not, haven't had a personal heartbreak, of watching it and going through it all like we have. So I do think that goes in our favour as well. And
Oh, but
everybody talking
mate,
about the past is just kind of like, well,
yeah,
that's the past.
it's another game. It's another game to them, and like obviously it's a huge game, but it's the last 16 of a major championships, and I think I really do believe that it's really helped us having a young squad because they haven't got the baggage, have they?
No, not at all. I mean, you listen to them; they're just like, yeah, on to the next one. We'll enjoy this. On to the next one, and they haven't got
Yeah.
that sort of. I don't think they're playing with that. I think teams in the past have played with, the newspaper on their back, or
Yeah,
they're already
absolutely.
thinking about. They're so nervous to make a mistake, they just make the simple pass or something. But I don't think really anybody's in that situation. I think everyone's
don't
full
think
of
there's-
confidence. We've
yeah,
been there before, been to a semi-final of a World Cup. So
I know, yeah, exactly, and really recently as well. And like, I think we take that for granted, really, because we need a bit of luck here, and we have had it. We've had
yeah,
it because
well, we
we've got a
definitely
great
had it
goal.
last night.
And yeah, we did, and I really do believe luck is the biggest factor here. So obviously we've got to play and we've got to play well, but in previous tournaments we've not had that luck. Like Muller going through 1-on-1 with the keeper there, like, and Jordan Pickford when he saved that goal, he's going right through his legs,
Yeah,
and it
that's
hit.
great save.
It was a brilliant save, but it could have gone through his
But
legs,
it
and
was
it could have
luck,
been a goal
look,
very, very easily. And you need that luck in these tournaments, and it's about time we had some. And
Yeah.
if we beat Ukraine and we've got 2 games at Wembley, the semi-final and the final, against either the Czech Republic or Denmark, and then in a one-off game against who I think is going to get to the final, Italy. That's my pick. That's always been my pick from the beginning. I think England versus Italy in the final at Wembley, I would bite your bloody hand off. I really would, mate. I really would. At the start of the tournament, if you would have given me that, my God. Like,
so we've got this sort of easier route to the final now. So let's say, I mean, it's a tasty fixture on Friday, isn't it? Italy, Belgium. So obviously, I think it's going to be, one of them. I think what's the other one? Spain and Switzerland.
Spain, Switzerland, yeah.
So,
I think Spain win that. I think
I can't see us now really not getting to the final. But how do you think we'd fare against an Italy in the final?
I think we beat them. Yeah. Purely on the fact because of
even though they were your pick out from the very start, weren't they?
No, absolutely. And I'm quids in, mate. Like, I either lose a bet and England win the Euros, or I win a big bet with Italy. So happy days. By the way, we've had loads and loads of comments about Nuno going to Spurs. We are going to talk about this. We are absolutely going to talk about it. But we just want to talk about England first. But hey, we are going to talk about Nuno to Spurs. Don't you worry about that.
We'll get to that.
But Ukraine, I watched them against Sweden, and you watched the game as well. It was like watching an under-15s game. It was so poor, and also, I truly believe that it could not have gone any better for us. Like, they were dropping like flies. Like, they've got a couple of bad injuries. So many injuries. Was that a red card, by the way? 100% for me. 100% that's a red card. Yeah. I know, like, a lot of people sit on the fence, but the way his leg went, like, that poor black, that could have been. It could have been over. I know it wasn't. The intent wasn't there.
I think it's because there was no intent there, really. But
there was no intent. But
it's one of them. It was one of them.
You've got to send him. Like, you've got to send him off. Like, in this day and age, can you imagine? Like,
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah. So but I like watching the Ukraine play Sweden. Out of the two, I'm kind of glad Ukraine got through, because Sweden, I know we beat them in the World Cup, but they're a bit of a bogey side for us. So I'm kind of glad it's Ukraine.
So do you think Ukraine give us, are they a threat?
No.
Obviously, on merit, they've got to where they are.
No.
What problems are they going to cause us?
I think defensively they're very poor. I think going forward they might give us a few problems, but I think they'll score. I think they'll score against us on Saturday. Yeah, I do. But I think we'll score 3. I'm going 3-1 England. I think, yeah, I really am, because I don't think we'll play with the 3 at the back and 2 wing backs. I think we'll go back to 4 at the back, and I think.
Yeah. Who's going to play in the middle of the back 4?
In the middle of the back 4, I think.
Stones and Maguire.
Yeah, I think you can't change that. I think they've been brilliant.
To be honest, I was actually a big sort of advocate for Mings in there and leaving Maguire out, but I think he's been sensational.
No, you cannot change Maguire and Stones after the performances they've put in. You just can't. And also, I think Maguire gives us a little bit more going forward as well. I know he should have probably scored that from that corner, but
he's due one. I think that'll come on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree. But I think against the Ukraine, I think going forward we'll give them so many more problems if we do play a similar formation that we did against the Czech Republic. I think you've got to play the squad. I think Grealish starts.
Yeah,
personally. I think Saka doesn't play. I think you've got Sterling, Grealish, and Foden, and Kane as that 4 for me. Yeah. I think you play. Don't.
Because it's not only an apology to Mr. Southgate, really, that you should have done. It was also Mr. Kane, because you were giving Harry a bit of grief.
No.
Has he redeemed himself, or are you still?
No, absolutely hasn't redeemed himself at all. No. And the fact that he got a 7 out of 10 from some of the media outlets because he put his head on a cross that Jack Grealish basically put on a plate for him. Like, he's too slow, he's carrying an injury. I'm so glad he got his goal, because Harry Kane, usually when he scores one, he goes on a little run. So hopefully that will be the case. But you cannot tell me that he was a 7 out of 10 player in that game. There's just no. He was wandering around aimlessly, and you'll get a few people saying, "Oh, he hasn't got the service." Fair enough, but you've got to put yourself about a little bit more. You've got to run the channel.
I understand what you were saying about closing down, and he's not busting a gut to get there. He seems to be just sort of jogging around, but I don't know. He got his goal, thank God, and hopefully that'll sort of kick-start him.
That's interesting.
Into a bit of life.
We've had a few here from Thomas Sancho at one at the bottom. Yeah, does Sancho come in? Do you think? Still crazy. He hasn't played a single minute yet. Well, Thomas. Fair enough, but he ain't been needed, has he? You know, like we've done the job without him, and that's the good thing about our squad. I think if you look player for player, best 11, probably not got the best 11, but I would say we've got the best squad in the entire tournament.
Yeah, I think the fact that Sancho hasn't played yet, on one hand, is incredible. Really, given
it is.
Talent,
it is. Yeah.
You know. We've
won 3 out of 4.
Exactly. How do we get him in? We can't. We're struggling to get Grealish, Foden, or everybody in. Just Trippier, Shaw situation. I think there's that much competition. The fact that he can't get in just shows you the strength and depth that we've got at the moment.
It's a fantastic position to be in. If you look at the squad,
he'll have his chance.
We had in 2018 in comparison to now. There's no contest. I really think that we could win this competition, but have a better squad in Qatar. Which is it's crazy. I think we're really getting into like this golden period again, especially forward players. My God, we've got like so many good players, and that is the reason why I think a few people got on the back of Southgate, because they're like, "Oh, give him the minutes," but he's giving them at the right time, isn't he? Because like nobody can argue what he's done. Nobody.
But he doesn't seem to get pressured into decisions, or he's very level-headed and keeps his cool. He doesn't panic, does he? I think he's leave the panic into us.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, what Shrewsbury Wolf said.
I like this one. only issue with the back four is that Walker will play, which means we miss out on Trippier's set pieces. Well, yeah, the deliveries haven't been great, have they? And when Trippier plays, they are. We do seem to.
Well, that's. Yeah, I do understand.
You can't play him for that, can you?
You can't play him as a quarterback, like you can't just be the guy that does the set pieces. Like when Beckham played, there was a lot more to his game than his dead ball ability. Like I get it with Trippier, like in that back three and full back role, like I think he's a good player to have because he's got the engine. But I think in a back four, I don't think you miss him. I don't think you do. I think it's Shaw, Walker, Stones, Maguire. I think that is strong enough to keep the Ukraine to a minimum, especially when you've got the players. My issue now is with Rice and Henderson in the middle because they're both on not Rice and Rice and Phillips, because they're both on yellow cards. For me, I would take out one of those players for Ukraine and put Henderson in.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I'm thinking going forward, I really do believe that I think it wiped off after the quarterfinals, like the yellow card.
Does it?
Yes, it does. Yeah. So
probably rest Rice, to be honest.
Would you? That's interesting because imagine at the start of the tournament, you were saying like, who would you rest between Rice and Phillips?
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I agree. Actually, I agree. And I think
Phillips is solid, man. He hasn't put a foot wrong. But he's just.
I really agree with this. I agree with you, mate. Because if you play Phillips and he gets a yellow card, obviously he's out the next game, which is awful. But you've got Henderson and Rice.
Yeah, that was my thought process.
Really. Yeah, I really do think that's probably that's as good as Phillips and Rice anyway. So I agree with that. Absolutely.
So, like, just for a second, going to Dreamland here, and we talking about formations and players and stuff. Say it's Italy in the final at Wembley. How do you set up for that one?
Oh God, with their forward line.
Do you play what you did last night, or
I don't know. It's really tricky that because
do we need to see them and see what they do in the next couple of games?
Yeah, I think you do. You take every. I know it's like cliche, but you do take every match as it comes because. If we start spanking people with the formation that I've just said, then you ain't changing it. But if we are really struggling with it, you go back to what the tried and tested formula that got you to the party in the first place. But I don't know. It's a really tricky one, that. But you know what, Gareth Southgate, he does know what he's doing. But I truly believe that he'll go back to a back four against Ukraine. On Saturday.
I'll tell you what, mate, if it is as you just said, and I will definitely have a go on this, if it's 3-1.
Yeah.
It's
3-1 for me, yeah.
Like everybody's gonna go mental. It's gonna be absolutely pandemonium for the next it's gonna be incredible.
Imagine
if we score 3 goals on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we celebrate 3 goals and then the win, it's gonna be it's gonna be fantastic.
Hasn't it been fantastic though? Haven't we needed this as a country? Like, you look at all the pubs and the bars. Like, I know we're not going to be able to have any fans in Rome, but neither are they. So, there's no advantage or disadvantage at all. But I've got to say, out of all the games, I think this is the one where I don't mind us playing away. Because of the pressure that is going to be on the team after such a massive performance against Germany, they're going to expect us to absolutely spank Ukraine. They are, though, aren't they? And if we're not beating them after 60 minutes, it's going to become squeaky bum time. Yeah. So maybe this is a good time to play away from home, away from Wembley.
Yeah.
So and then semi-final, final, it's going to be squeaky bum time anyway.
Back to Wembley for a semi-final with
Denmark fans, or Czech Republic. Czech Republic, who we've already beaten.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're never, ever, ever, ever going to have a better opportunity
to at least
Denmark? Get to a final. Denmark are decent, but we've got nothing to fear from Denmark. Like they lost to Finland. I know, obviously, the circumstances surrounding that game were dreadful.
Everyone's second team.
Yeah, everyone's second team. But can you imagine if somebody said to you at the beginning of the tournament, "All right, lads, Denmark semi-final at Wembley"?
No.
Like we would have gone, "Are you sure?" I don't know about that. I just think I really do think that we'll never ever get a better opportunity. I really don't, mate. So,
well, we're not. Are we? And I think did we say a similar thing with the World Cup though?
Oh, I don't know. Like,
and it was like, oh, we'll never get an easier title than this. And
I think Gareth Southgate is just very lucky. He's a very lucky manager. Like,
well, do you know what? I think team aside, him putting those demons to rest last night.
Yeah,
he's going to push him on to maybe open up a bit and maybe go a bit more tactical.
Absolutely not in a million years. Like he's got his style. He's sticking to it. Well, I said this on Twitter. I don't mind if we park the bus and we stink the place out. If we win that trophy, is anybody going to care?
No, absolutely not. Going into a World Cup which is next year, by the way.
As the European champions, like, come on, like our first European Championship ever. Like to get to the final is going to be better than what we've ever done at the European Championships. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I can't praise him enough now, but I gave him a lot of grief. And
you did.
You know.
I don't think you're on your own.
Yeah, but okay. What we got next, kidder? What we got next?
Well, I think we covered some of the stuff. Do you want to just jump on to Nuno to Spurs because that's what seems to be the hot topic at the moment?
I do actually because.
So just jumping away from England for a second, we've just had the news come through just before we went live that Nuno has gone to Spurs.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts and feelings about that, mate?
I have got a few Spurs mates. And they've been asking me my opinion, and it hasn't changed. I don't think he's right for Spurs. I think he's probably the best coach available to them because of all the, the goings on with like Conte.
Well, they've interviewed enough people, haven't they?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, and at the beginning, he was the favourite to take over. He obviously, that they went in a different direction. I'll tell you what, he's a better fit than Benitez. I think he's a better fit. I think. How
do you feel about that? Him going to Everton? I know it doesn't really bother us, but
I don't think it's going to be good for Everton. I think he's a mercenary. I think he the fact that he went to China first, he didn't stay in the Premier League.
The Everton fans are absolutely up in arms about it.
I know there's the Liverpool connections, but for me, Rafa Benitez is a guy that's on the slide. He's not on the way up, and that's why I think Nuno is actually quite a good fit for Spurs because I think he is on the way up. Like I know that's going to be taken like really badly from some Wolves fans, but the reason why we got rid of him, I ain't having this about mutual consent rubbish. No. We got rid of him.
He was sacked.
He was sacked. I think that Nuno will do an okay job at Spurs. I think Matt Doherty's going, thank God, I'm going to get some game time. But
I think you're right in what you're saying. It's not a good fit for Spurs. In that he won't take them to where they expect themselves to be. He's not going to be Champions League finals.
No. I think he needs to get top four as well. Like the pressure's on Nuno, like to do a job that Mourinho couldn't do. So, what's he saying?
Yeah.
What's Thomas?
I've had a comment from Thomas, which I'll read out. Do you worry if Lage backfires and Nuno absolutely smashes it at Tottenham, we'll have a lot of egg on our face? Should he have had a bit more time?
Interesting.
I think he'd had all the time in the world. I think, personally, the way I look at it, they've had a major falling out between him and the board.
Yeah,
and they've come up with a nice cozy story to leave it mutual consent, which
There's no going back.
He was sacked basically, that's Fosun being ruthless, which we know that they are.
I don't mind that either.
They fancy a mix-up, and I'm fully behind that, to be honest. So I don't think if Lage backfires, doesn't do particularly well, and Nuno smashes it at Tottenham, then
why do we care?
It's not it's nothing to do with
It's nothing to do with. He's another manager now. He's like I don't agree with all this stuff. Like, yeah, when he comes back to Molineux, let's all be, polite, courteous.
Clap him at the start,
clap him at the start. And he's another manager. It's like
we want to absolutely smash him, don't we? So
absolutely, he's in the other dugout now. Like
if he's up and down the touchline mouthing off, we're going to get on his back.
Yeah, and there ain't like all this stuff about like, oh, Nuno's this, Nuno's that. Yeah, but me and you were championing him and saying Nuno in, like give him time.
Absolutely.
But he's gone. He's gone. Like, why are we even like? The reason why we're talking about him is because he's gone to Spurs and they're a rival now. They are a rival to us. Like, he might seem to think that he's gone up a level when he's gone to Spurs.
Well, so did Doherty.
Yeah, exactly. For me, we'll see. This is it now. Like, let's forget about Nuno Espirito Santo. He's not our manager anymore. Bruno Lage is, and I am excited by the appointment. Yeah. I'm not excited for Spurs. I'm not excited for Spurs at all. Like, because you're going to get Mourinho light.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get. You're going to get pragmatic defensive football, and you're going to get a situation where we're just going to be sitting back. We might lose a few games, 4-0.
I can see Tottenham probably start well. They'll start well. They'll be up there. It'll be like all rosy, but it's not consistent. We know.
I just don't. The only issue I've got with him going to Spurs and not abroad is that it's more likely that our top players are going to go to Spurs. That
who do you think Nuno's in the market for?
Traore. I think he'll want Traore. I think he'll want Conor Cody.
I think he'd be a good fit at Spurs, actually.
I think Conor Cody would go to Spurs.
Yeah, I think he absolutely would. It's probably top. If that was his big move, let's say, he's got to do it now.
But the problem is, though, he's going to a club that don't like spending money. That's the issue. It's like Levy's not going to put his hands in his pockets for 45 million for Traore.
But what's he been promised? Because if he's fallen out with the board over backing at Wolves,
mate, look how many
what's
managers
he going to get at Spurs?
Spurs interviewed because of this very situation. Like,
or is he thinking that the squad they've got is better, so he can work with that? Or
I think probably, yeah. He probably, as a squad, probably. I don't see there's that much. Like, you've got Harry Kane.
But I was just about to say, what manager wants to take over Tottenham that are getting rid of Kane? Because Kane doesn't want to be there.
I think he's going to have to stay there. If
it's looking more, but in the next couple of games, if he bangs a few in, all of a sudden he's back.
Oh well, they're going to ask for 100 million plus for him anyway, aren't they? Like, if
who's going to pay that then?
If City are paying 100 million for Jack Grealish.
Yeah, so that's probably money better spent than it's too much.
Mate, I agree.
My opinion, but if you were going to do a Grealish or a Kane,
I'd buy Grealish every day. Yes, Grealish, yeah. But I think.
But if Kane can't leave Spurs for that very reason, how's he going to react to that?
I really think that this is a safe, uninspiring signing for Spurs, and that's not sour grapes because of Nuno, because I wanted him to stay, but he isn't there. He isn't at Wolves anymore. We should stop talking about him because who cares? Who cares? That we've got more important things to worry about, and that is who we're going to buy, who we're going to sell.
Well, that leads us on nicely to this comment we've had from Vinyl Revival. So cheers for tuning in again.
Cheers, mate.
So thoughts on Vitinha? We have until midnight. Look tonight to sign in. It's looking unlikely now.
She's going to be really unpopular with a lot of people. There are.
I agree with you.
Yeah, we've spoken about this, haven't we? Like, no, you say what you want to say, mate.
Well, yeah, I'm just going to say that I'd pass up the option, to be honest, to sign him and let him go because one, I don't think we saw enough for the money.
I agree.
It's a big chance. There's probably better. I'd rather see something different, to be honest. What we did see of him wasn't enough for me.
Yeah.
I just think for that sort of money, let Bruno pick his own, go shopping on his own, rather than sort of be left with what was there before.
You know what? When I watched Vitinha, with the limited times I watched him, he always felt to me like a bit of a luxury player, like a player that I know that I'm going to get a few tricks and I'm going to see some skill from him, but I never felt as though there was any grit there. Yeah. I always felt if like somebody took him out, then that was it. You wouldn't see him for like 5-10 minutes. And I believe that I'd buy Aït-Nouri. I'd put before Vitinha.
Yes.
For me, I think Aït-Nouri is a better prospect than Vitinha, and it might not. A few people might disagree with that, but that's just my personal opinion. I think Aït-Nouri he's got. I just feel as though he's on the cusp of becoming a really, really great player, and he did get more game time, which is probably it's. We don't know what happened in the training ground with Nuno. Nuno obviously didn't think that Vitinha was up to the standard, and some of the coaching staff who saw him don't think it either, because there's a lot more people than Nuno's backroom staff that watch Vitinha and know.
He could be one of the players that follows him to Spurs.
I just don't think Nuno rates him. Okay. I don't think Nuno rated him, mate. I think he'll go back to Porto. And I don't mind. For me, it's not a massive deal that the Wolves fans are making it out to be.
No,
but
I don't either. To be honest.
Who
knows?
Time
will tell. We may.
Yeah, might come back to bite us back in the backside. But I truly believe that I really would like to buy Sanchez for. Yeah. He's a lot better than what he was at Swansea. Good God, he's
the player that everybody wants Traoré to be, and he's not. Yes. He's got an end product and a brain, and he's fantastic. He's so exciting to watch.
And you look at that Portuguese team now. I just felt like, let's go shopping. that's all. Whenever I looked at that team, it's like. But then you look like Rui in goal. Jean Moutinho was like playing in the centre of midfield. He was playing instead of Bruno Fernandes, which made me laugh so much. And we've got like Neves coming on. Like, it was crazy. You watch like the Belgium-Portugal game, and like Dendoncker and Neves and Patricio and Moutinho. Like, it was just like, what's going on? And I think we take that for granted as Wolves fans. I really do believe, like, we'll look back on this time and just think, good God, like, look,
that was amazing.
Yeah. But, mate, like, for Wolves, I think this is a huge transfer window.
Do you think Neves is going to
go? I'm in two minds now, actually. I was a bit more last week saying yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Out of the four, because
I think he could go to Tottenham.
No, that's a good fit.
Because that makes sense to me.
I think that out of the four that I said, Patricio, Moutinho, Traoré, and Neves, those four, like, I think we know Jean Moutinho's probably going to leave. Rui Patricio, God knows what's going on with that. But I think he'll probably go. So you've got two of them, they're gone. Get them off the wage bill. Traoré, Wouldn't bother me if we got 40 million for him. I think that's a bit of good business by us. Neves is the one that I kind of feel like that we could build a team around him if he's in the right setup.
Yeah.
That'd hurt more than the other three. Let's put it like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But
out of those, taking Moutinho out of it, because I think he's just at that age now. Anyway, I think he's gone.
So I'm going to sneeze.
I think. Bless you. I think.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, I think Neves is probably the most likely to go.
Do you think?
No. Yeah.
Because of how much we can get for him.
Yeah, I think with Nuno securing his place at Tottenham now, I think that's the move that suits everybody.
Interesting.
Yeah, personally. I think Patricio will go anyway because.
Yeah, he'll go to Roma. I think.
But that Sarr that looks like he's coming in.
But if we can get 13 million for Rui Patricio, isn't that a brilliant bit of business?
Yeah, take it.
I don't get this.
He is good, but he's not that good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's replaceable.
He's replaceable. Yes.
Whereas I understand Traoré, if you're after that type of player, is harder to replace. But again, it's not impossible. And like you say, Sanchez could possibly be.
Yeah.
In the mix, but
I don't know, man. I think we'd need to stump.
I think we're probably a bit
45, 50 million. You know, what about Paulinho? Is it Paulinho or Paulinho?
Yes. Yeah, Paulinho. Yeah.
Him, from Sporting Lisbon. Now he played really well for Portugal when I watched him as well. Yeah. Would he be someone that we look at? I just think nothing's going to happen of any note, really, within the next week and a half, 2 weeks. I think the Euros need to finish. I know Portugal are out, but it's not just Portugal we're buying from, you know. But I think, Shrewsbury Wolf has said, you know, he said, I would sell Traoré, Patricio if the price is right, Moutinho, Saiss, I'd buy Onana, Johnson, Golson. Can't they all just be called Davis?
I'm glad you read this one.
Coop Miners, Malen, those would be dream signings, as I doubt any would sign. Well, that's the issue here, isn't it? Because I think out of all of those, none of them would. None of them. Maybe Johnson at a push, but I don't think. I don't think Albion had let us have him.
No. Saiss is interesting.
Oh yeah, I'd sell Saiss. Yeah. He's not. If we want to go forward, we shouldn't be having Saiss anywhere near the first team.
Yeah, true. Personally, I suppose he's one of those that we need to be looking at. If we want to progress and get to where we want to go. Sadly, he probably misses out, doesn't he? Rafa Mir, I know he's been tearing it up where he is, but can he do it in the Premier League?
Well, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to come back to us, which is fair enough. Because I don't think he would want to come back to us. Why? Why would he? Yeah. Golson might, as I think he's from Wolverhampton. Well, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Well, that would be a good signing.
We've had a good question here from Shrewsbury Wolf. Another one. Is Aitner a bigger prospect because wing backs are harder to come by? Just think about that. That's what I think he's comparing that to Vitinha. Sorry, going back.
I think I just think it's money better spent.
Yeah.
Maybe it's really hard. In the short to medium term, I think Aitner is a better prospect than Vitinha. Yeah. Maybe long term, 20 million will be a steal for Vitinha, but I don't know. I just think that whenever I've watched Aitner, I just rate him. I really rate him, and we ain't going to be, especially this transfer window, unless we sell big. We're not going to buy big. So, Vinyl Revival has said apparently Traoré is available for 25 million. If that is the case, then
seems a bit low.
I think that is low. I think that is ridiculously low. Let's put this into perspective. If we're buying Vitinha for 20, and we're selling Traore for 25. That is terrible business.
Well, what did we pay? 18.
Yeah, and he's
Give
got
me
he's got
18 million
better.
and a pound.
Yeah, you take a bag of prawn cocktail crisps, you.
Oh, I would. I'll take that anyway.
Yeah. Shrewsbury Wolf, I just don't want to carry on buying Portuguese players, to be honest. That boat has come and gone for me, at least for the 99% of our transfers.
Well, that's
I think,
interesting now, because with Nuno gone, is that the Portuguese sort of contingent out of it?
well, not really, because Bruno Lage is Portuguese as well, isn't he? So I suppose like we've got a bit more of a Benfica
Yeah, I suppose.
coming in.
But it's what his Bruno Lage's style is and what his philosophy is. Obviously, we saw the philosophy with Nuno and his team.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah.
Whereas Bruno spent time in England before. Is that going to be his?
Maybe, mate. Like, who knows?
He's got a different grasp on it, maybe, because does he know a bit more about the homegrown stuff?
I think we're all guessing. We're all guessing here. Like, you look at all these transfer rumours that are coming out and stuff. Like, and I just think that a lot of it's clickbait, because nobody knows for sure. Nobody
it drives me
knows.
mad, all the speculation. I'd just like to get to sort of August the 1st and switch it on and have a look, see what's happened, to be honest.
I agree. I completely agree. I think no business is going to be done properly until the end of the Euros.
No.
But I think 25 million for Traore is an absolute disgrace, if I'm being honest. I know you wouldn't say it. I just don't think that's not market value for Adama Traore. It's just not.
You made 7 million profit on a donkey.
God.
No.
Let's not go there. Yes, because I know why you think that he's not had a sniff in the Spain squad. Another one from Shrewsbury Wolf. Thoughts on Cody as a centre midfielder playing the deep line playmaker role with Neves as the box to box. He's done it, but he's done it at the Championship level. Like I just don't think we shouldn't be putting Conor Cody
I think
a centre midfielder when he's got into the England squad as a defender.
No, like, I think he's more than capable of that at a level.
Yeah, Championship level.
And if what we're sort of saying is pushing top 6, which is what I presume we're all thinking that we're capable of doing, and that's what we're achieving. We want to aspire to, to be like the what Leicester have done.
Yeah.
Putting him into that position instead of buying in strength.
It's going backwards so much. It's so backwards. Like,
if we got relegated, then try that.
And do you reckon Cody would stay then? Nah, no chance.
What if we got relegated?
No, he wouldn't stay.
Yeah, I think he'd stay.
Do you think he'd stay?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, good on Conor Cody.
Yeah.
He wouldn't if he knew he was playing centre midfield. No chance, mate. I'm off.
Fair enough.
Well,
he could be packing his bags and going down south at this rate. We don't know, do we?
Well, whoever wants to go, let him go. If you don't want to wear the Wolf shirt,
absolutely, mate. Absolutely agree with that.
Don't want you.
You don't want people who don't want to be there.
Exactly. I just can't. Yeah.
Here we go.
I don't agree with it at all.
For me, he's a decent player. His leadership skills is why he's picked. He could drop deep in midfield with his improved passing as well. He will allow Neves to play further up.
We're going backwards.
He could, but it's not the right level, is it? It's
not the right level. We're talking like we're like a mid-table Championship team here. If he's a decent player and his leadership skills is why he's picked. What? Like, no, absolutely not. Like, I don't. Yeah, leadership skills, fine. I can go out on a pitch and shout at people. It doesn't mean say I'm a decent player. Like, he could drop deep in midfield. Like, I'm all for opinion, but that's wrong.
So
wrong.
You got very angry with me when I said Conor Cody was going to the England squad just because he's a great guy. Right, that's it.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
It's
I
just-
didn't. Like I got
It's
angry.
different in it. It's different in international, I think. But
It's different.
for Wolves, it's not right.
It's not right, man. It is not right.
We've got to be more forward thinking than that.
Okay, Peter Johnson, put that up. He's put Nuno confirmed at Spurs, and then he's put an emoji. He's put the hands over the eyes emoji. Like, why? Like, who cares? Like, why are we bothered about Nuno? No one cares.
Give Peter a chance. He's obviously just tuned in, but we've talked about this already. So yeah, we know about that. But yeah, to be honest, I know what you're making the point that he's sort of gone. Oh no, who cares? He's gone. It's nothing to do with us anymore.
I know why you put it. Sorry, Peter. I'm being ultra aggressive. I'm not. I promise. Well, why I'm doing this is because I don't understand why we need to have this fixation on Nuno now. Like, I know he's gone to Spurs, and what we should be worried about more so is him taking our players. I don't care that he's gone to Spurs. I care that he might take our players. That's the only reason. I couldn't care less that he's gone to another club. Like,
but I'm with you, mate. Like, if whoever he wants to take him. If they want to go. See you later. Just get it done quick.
Yeah.
Just go. I don't care who it is. Just
absolutely.
go.
Absolutely. I really think Conor Cody really loved Nuno. And I think Conor Cody will go to Spurs. I think he'll go to Spurs. That'll be for me.
I think Neves will.
You think Neves, Cody, and Traore?
I don't know about Traore.
Yeah. Oh, are you sure you don't know about Traore?
I think he'll leave, but whether it's for Spurs, I don't know.
So Chelsea are sniffing around, aren't they?
He's not going to Chelsea, mate. That's Jesus. I mean, Spurs is one thing, but not Chelsea. Crikey.
Why? Why not?
Because he's not good enough. He's good enough for Chelsea.
No, he's decent.
He could just about go and maybe do a job for Tottenham. But Christ, he's not going to Chelsea. Champions League winners. Come on.
Well, Spencer's put a good question up here. If not Cody, who would you have as skipper if he does go to Spurs? Well, the vice captain's gone.
Who's left?
Willy Bolly.
Yeah.
Willy Bolly. If he was a bit louder, it's like, because Willy Bolly for me, like, he's going to be. What you need is a player.
I think it'll be our new marquee signing.
Maybe, mate. Yeah, maybe. I think we need somebody who's dirty and spiteful and like an absolute muscat. Do you know what I mean? But in centre midfield, like a proper Kevin Muscat. You don't know whether you're going to get a red card or he's going to kill someone on the pitch. Like one of them, absolutely. We need one of them snotters that is just going to, don't care, have a playmaker with him, but we need somebody who's going to be vile, who every single opposing team hates with a passion. We need one of them. Yes. We need them so badly. Like I just don't. I'm looking at the players. Like Sanchez for me, he's like, oh my god, he's perfection. It's like this Kante role, like the horrible bits that you just think, oh god. Shrewsbury Wolf. I'm sorry that I told you off. I'm sorry that I told you off.
Well, you've just upset Mark even more now with this.
I have. Cody for me is the most passionate Wolves player. He's the first player to join in the celebrations. Never been passionate. I think that's more because of Nuno. So Cody would stay, but Neves would go. Oh god! If you want to be a cheerleader, be a cheerleader. No. Like, that's got nothing to do with how he is as a footballer. Like, I get it, he's passionate, but for me, it's not about that. It's about the skill level that is needed. And
nobody can knock Cody and his commitment and his dedication and he's wonderful. It's the clubman, whatever. Yeah. But if we want to push on now and we want to talk about aspiring to be Leicester or, sort of mimicking what Leicester have done in the last few years, we've said it before, he's not good enough.
I don't think he is, but like
not
he's
good
gone into
enough.
the England squad. But
Has
let's
he
be
played
honest,
there?
was
Has
he
he
ever
played?
gonna? Was he ever gonna play? Like,
No.
if you ain't playing in front of Tyrone Mings and you're not getting into a back three, which is what you do, like you ain't get. Well, you're there as a cheerleader, like, and to be the
He's doing what I
captain,
told you he was doing.
yeah.
You got very upset with
I
me.
did. Well, I didn't want to believe it, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, and I agree with Spencer here as well. First home game of the season. Please, Wolves fans, sing about our new guy.
Oh
Not any
yes,
new. If
absolutely.
I've got to say, if they
Thank God.
start
That's a
singing
great comment. Great comment,
Nuno
Spencer.
songs for Bruno Lage's first game in charge, it will be an absolute disgrace.
And you
Like,
can't change the name Bruno and just swap it
I
in.
just,
Can you?
I can't,
You can't
I
swap
can't have
Nuno
it.
for Bruno.
I can't have it.
It's got to be new. Nuno's in the past. Forget it. Move
Yeah.
on. I know
Yeah.
it's Tottenham. Clap him at the start if you've got it.
Yeah,
That's
no,
great.
I don't mind clapping him. He's done.
But
He's
when the
he's
whistle
got
goes,
that's
that's
it.
it. And at the
Get
final
out.
whistle,
Get away.
he's horrible. Off you go.
He's horrible. He's horrible.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, and yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Peter
Yeah.
Johnson, Neves, passionate. He ain't looked interested all season. I think this is on Nuno. This
He played him in the wrong position.
he's playing in the wrong position, and that is one of the reasons why I think he might stay. Because Bruno Lage having that spark of a new manager might spark him into life.
Yeah, well, if he plays him in the right position and gets him further forward, Neves can be really dangerous. We've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, he's not the one to do those dirty things and break up play and everything. Whereas, you know, he probably has got that bit more something about him to make things happen and get forward and have those shots and start seeing that attacking, you know, prowess from him again. Shooting from the edge of the box, that's his perfect, you know, little layoffs to the edge of the box for him to shoot and
I think it's going to
get
make
him in the box. He needs to play in the opposition box more than ours. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's so much better going forward. But to be fair, he's not been bad. He's been one of our better players. Like the last season, which, let's be honest, it has not been difficult.
I think he had a lot going on as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I don't really like to use that as an excuse, but you know, he had a baby that he didn't see for ages because of COVID and his family. Yeah. And you know, these guys aren't robots; they're human.
Exactly, and we need to take that into consideration. And like, as fans, I don't think we do. I think we have this tunnel vision of like, you will do a job and you can't think of anything else.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not having this Nuno homesick nonsense now. He's gone to Spurs. Like,
yeah.
No.
Look, at the end of the day, they had a major to do after the West Brom home game. He was going to get sacked and somehow clung on, and it was never right after that. We noticed it. We talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
It was not the same Nuno after that. It wasn't the same atmosphere. I think COVID was the perfect excuse, really, and the family thing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But you know, it's good that they ended on good terms, sort of in the public eye. But you know, I think any fans can see that it was a disagreement between the two, and in the end, Ferguson have won, obviously.
Yeah. We'll finish off with that one at the bottom from Shrewsbury Wolf. How many signings do you think we need to be challenging top 6, and what positions do you think we need? Great question, mate. Great question. I think we need about 8 signings for top 6, to be honest, and that's without selling anyone. I think we are not going to get top 6 next season. I think if we are top 10 with a new manager,
that's a great season.
I agree. I think if we get top half next season, that's a great season, especially with all the incoming transfers from other clubs that are doing. Let's be honest, like other teams are doing business now.
I think we need 4 or 5 top signings.
We need 2 centre backs. We need 2 because the problem is that we need one instead of Bolly when he goes to the African Cup of Nations. If Saïd does stay, he's going to be off with Morocco as well. I think we need
that midfield player we've just been talking about.
Yeah,
and we need another striker probably for competition.
We need a spine of the team, and if Patricio goes, which I think he probably will, if we get this Sarr in, then we're going to have a keeper. We need, in an ideal world, I think wing backs we are okay if we take up Nuri. I think we're okay. We need 2 centre backs. We need 2 midfielders, and we need another striker. We need 5. We need 5 players.
Yeah.
And we need not to sell more than 3.
Yeah.
I think we need at least 2 more players in the squad than what we had last season.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because we've got injuries. We've got Johnny and Neto out until October.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know,
Neto, that's going to be like,
Oh my God! It's like signing a £60 million player when he comes back. Hopefully, if he's, But
we've got Raul to come back if he's touch wood, he's all right, and he's back to his best. That's going to be class.
Yeah, we'll finish on this one. No more wingers. They were shocking last season. Yeah, but that might be the actual formation we were playing. I really do think Podence is worth. Let's just stick with him. I really think there's a player in there.
Okay.
I really do think there's a player in there with Podence.
Yeah, Jury's out for me, but
I agree. Morgan Gibbs-White as well.
Well, I'd love to see Morgan Gibbs-White get a chance next season.
Podence, Morgan Gibbs-White, Traore. I think you've got players there. I don't think that's the issue. I think it's the centre. I think it's the nucleus of the side we need to really strengthen.
Martinez going to be big shoes to fill.
Absolutely, 100%. That's the market. That's the market
next season. Yeah, you're going to figure out how much he did and how much you rely on him.
Yeah,
when he's gone.
Yeah. Well, I think that has been very, very good, and thank you for all your comments and chats. It's always fun. It's never dull. What we're saying England next against the Ukraine on Saturday. We're going to watch it together with my marmite. We're going to have a few bevies.
We are, buddy.
And
looking forward to it.
That's going to be great. I think we are going to win. I think we are going to win. It won't be comfortable because it's watching England, but I think we're going to win 3-1. I don't think we'll need extra time. And I think we won't play with 3 centre-backs. I think we'll go back to what we played against Czech Republic.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's coming out. And also, couldn't care less that Nuno's gone to Spurs. He's just another manager to me.
Good luck to him.
Yeah. No, not really.
Or not.
Yeah, or not. I'm really neither here nor there. Bruno had a dream, so
absolutely.
Fully, Mr. Craig Forward. It's always a pleasure and an honour, sir. And when are we going to do another one of these?
That's interesting, mate. Well,
it depends how we get against Ukraine, really.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to want to be bothered if I think it's coming up to the.
When's the next game? If we win on Saturday? Wednesday night.
Yeah.
No, I know Saturday.
We should do Sunday, shouldn't we? Sunday.
We'll see.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah, early next week before the match. The next match.
Okay, cool. Oh, we're even talking about the next match now. Yeah, God, this guy.
We'll preview the semi-final on Monday.
Absolutely coming home. Bosh. All right, then, Marmot.
We'll hopefully see you next week with a smile on our face.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thanks, guys, for all your interaction, and we'll be back very, very soon. You've been watching and listening to Wandering Wolf.
Thank you.